What's going on YouTube? It's RC. Today I'm going to be making the long-awaited scoreboard tutorial with speaking, because I guess the bongo one, people need speaking. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to hate, but long-awaited scoreboard tutorials here. Um, so let's get into it. So you're going to need a couple things. Obviously, you're going to need Photoshop, but I'm assuming you guys have that if you're watching this video. If you don't, um, I'm not going to tell you how to get it. Just do some research, or you can go buy it. I would recommend buying it personally, but I don't know. All right, so you're gonna need Blender 2.79B. I'm gonna put a link in here as well, and then you're gonna need Hex Hex Workshop slash Hex Editor Neo. I use Hex Editor Neo because it's easier for me. It's free, to be honest. I would use Hex Editor Neo. And then you're obviously going to need the Texture Tools plugin, the DDS plugin, but you have that already. And then you're going to need 2K23 and WinRAR or 7-zip as well. But these are the main things you're going to need for editing purposes. I'm going to put a little link in for each of these. So, yeah. So you're going to have your texture. I already made it. I'm not going to do a little time lapse, time warp of making the texture. Maybe if you guys want that, I can do a time lapse of making a scoreboard texture. Get your texture done. I recommend just taking a screen grab from YouTube or whatever and just making the texture off of that sizing. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go from here. You're going to export as PNG. You're just going to export this for like lining up purposes in the game. Um, so you're going to export that. I did it already, so I'm not going to. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click C in Photoshop to pull up the crop tool. And then you're just going to crop the image to the edge of your textures. Obviously this goes end to end, but like if you've got to zoom in, you'll go in like this. Um, I do this so you actually have your texture file now. So we got that. I've got the texture file right here. Um, I have the text blue for when I do the names. So we got the texture file now, and then we're gonna go into Blender, and then you're gonna want to get a base scoreboard as well. I'm using my NFHS one. You can use that too if you want, since it's free. I don't give a shit. You're gonna replace the textures anyway, so. But I would recommend using my the logo version if you're gonna do logos. So you're gonna go into the Scorebug IFF. You're gonna take out Louis, Scorebug and Team Color, Scorebug OPT, Model and Scene, and then you're also going to get the top line texture, timeout textures, Team Color, and bonus texture. Top lines for the foul, obviously the bonus and timeouts, and then so you got that. And you go in Blender here. I just go A twice, delete, and then you go to these three dots right here, drag it out, give the two layers here. And then I use this version as the image editor here. And then we've got the main thing here. So you can also drag this down. You go to view, view perspective slash orthographic. You can do that. And then I'm gonna go back on the view. So numpad 5, control numpad 1 if you have numpad, if you have a full size keyboard. And then obviously you're gonna need the Blender import for 2.79. TGSOGOOD's got a video on that. I'll put the link in. And we're going to go here. Just go here. Tutorial. Grab the .scene file. Make sure it's the scene. You can click import. Give it a second. Zoom out. And look at that. So I'm going to go to texture mode here. So you got Scorebug in. These big things here are timeouts. So yeah, and then we're going to go drag this plus sign out. Okay. This is you're gonna turn background image on, add image. So we're gonna go back here, grab the image. All right. So after you drag that out, we're gonna go in. I'm gonna put these in the README as well, but so we're gonna go front X size and negative 548.9. You go 530 for the Y, and then the size we're gonna go 1432.8. Boom. So we got that. So now you can low key just go and close this. Um, you can also put it to the back as well. So I mean, front obviously is in front there, back is behind. All right. So we're gonna grab this base here. So this big line is your main texture. So we're gonna move it up. We're also gonna go open. We can open texture.psd. It's fine. You can also export each individual texture as PNGs, which I'll show you. So we're gonna just zoom in. Make sure when you click in on stuff, like you're clicking on these points, you're right clicking. I should have said that before. Um, that's my bad. But I mean, if you already clicked it with the left click, it's okay. And then we're gonna go GX, stretch this out here. All right, zoom in and out. Go here, GX, just line it up. And then grab these bottom. We're gonna go GZ. Grab this top, GZ. And then you can go in, put this in the front. Looks pretty lined up to me, if I do say so myself. All right, got that in. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm gonna go to this triangle thing, drag this down, go here, so we can go, let's go team color, primary home, the primary away, right here. We got these guys. So click A, select the home shape, and then just GX again. GZ. GZ. Boom. And then when I'm deselecting everything, I'm clicking A. Alright, go to the away here. Boom. GX. Here, I'm gonna grab, that's L to fully select one thing. If you've collected on, if you already clicked a point. Boom. Done. Alright, that's good. So we got that in. Now we're gonna go back to the texture. We're gonna do, turn this background off. Turn all of this stuff off. Okay. Except for these team color boxes. Okay. And we are gonna go color overlay these as 50% gray, so 80, 80, 80. Go here, color overlay, boom. That'll show team colors perfectly like the proper color. If you go too light, it'll make it brighter. If you go darker, it'll make it dark, obviously. Alright, now we're good. I had a minor incident there. And then background black, shift click, go to the channels, alpha layer. Boom. Alright. Save as. DDS. Louis team color. And then, there you go. Color plus alpha, BC7 fine linear. So, same as the logos. We got that done. I'm going to export that as a PNG as well, just so we can open it in Blender. Right. There it is. So, go here, select these guys, open Louis team color. And then, you have the fun part. We already sized them up. So let's grab the home for now. Alright. And this is where the fun begins. You probably will have easier way to do this. I can't really zoom in on here. Like kind of like I can't move around. I don't know why, but Blender's kind of broke. But anyway, so instead of using GZ to move up, you're actually going to use GY since it's 2D here. So that's GY, and then you're still going to use GX for left, right. And then you're just going to come in here and just pretty much just size this properly so it like fits properly. You don't have to go super OCD about it unless you want to, but there's the home one, right? And then we are going to grab this one, the away. And then if you have the same problem where you can't zoom in, what I do is um, I'll zoom in here, and then I'll zoom in here. And if I do, make sure your mouse is over here in the UV editing, and you can just GY and still line it up properly. It's kind of neat, in my opinion, but boom. Done. Team color, done. Done, 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 done. Now we will do the logos, which is probably the most interesting part about this scoreboard, particularly because of how I have it cutting out. So let's get into it. So we are gonna go just size this like that, and then we kind of want to go middle here, be honest. Like size it middle, I guess. What the fuck? Yeah, that's when you click. That's what happens when you click GY. I think I just clicked that on accident. Boom. Just you do that to size up the logos the same size. Now the fun part here is what we're gonna do. So we are gonna go. So we're gonna go to the logo here. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna export the logo so we can line it up and then open it in here. There we go. All right. Lined up. Fully select it. Get the UV. Actually, UVs. I go constrained to image bounds, and then I find a lineup point. So I'm using. Alright, so what you actually want to do is you'll line up the logo thing with the size of the team color box, and then you will fully select it, and then you will go in here and pretty much line that bitch up. So we're gonna go to this Midwest one now. Do the same thing. But we're gonna just use. Boom. That's what it looks like. So now, logos, team color, done. And the main texture. Now we are gonna go do the timeouts. So what I do is, let me go back to my tutorial folder. I go into the home timeouts here. So texture, as you can see, has 4 timeouts. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to this home timeouts thing, and basically we're gonna start at the very end. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 timeouts. Go in, delete. So that's 4 there. 4 there. 4. So now it'll always show 4 until you get down to 3 timeouts. Or if you want, you can just leave the 7 in and then just color overlay it and line it up. You can do that too. I think I'm going to do that for this instead of the other option. So yeah, we just save that timeouts thing. And then we will go, wait, nope, wrong thing. Open. Alright. We can just go in. I like to size it the same, like a decent size. And then go in. Kind of use. Alright, so let's go take off timeouts on the texture. No timeout. And then we're just gonna grab this. Boom, no timeout. And boom. Got the 7, just like that. And we're gonna grab the away timeouts. You can still use the home. Alright, as you can see, we got the timeouts in. Looking good as always. So now, also I forgot to mention before we do the bonus, you'll go on this sidebar here, you'll go to view here, and then you'll go to clip end, and then you just can add a bunch of zeros at the end, and then more things will start showing up. I just had the problem where I clicked on the away shape and it wasn't showing up. It was because of that part, so just make sure you do that before you start. But yeah, no, let's do the bonus texture. So yeah, so I think what I want to do is basically maybe do like a little arrow next to the score, maybe? Nothing crazy, but I am going to do this again because I want to see the triple digits. I'd like to fit mine through all of the triple digits. Um, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So I would do that. Or like all the textures wise, make every sure all of it fits 2 digits. Something like right there. Gonna get it kind of the same on both sides. And then you're gonna open up bonus texture. And then we are just going to draw a little box. Get black. Do this guy. Boom. Line this up in the middle. Save that. Import the PNG. Boom. We're in there. Open tutorial. Bonus texture. And then just go in here. Boom. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the bonus texture done. And now that is the Blender work done, guys. So we're going to go to the exporter, go back to the import export tool, grab this, go to the export button, make a new folder, just call it export, select the folder, accept, export. Now, export folder, and she's in there, right? So I'm going to open up the new score bug in my mods folder. I'm going to import this. Score bug is in. Now I'm just going to go back to 2K. Rematch. Now, obviously, it's gonna have all the goofed up textures, but now it's all stretched out. So we are gonna go and then basically just go and import all the stuff we edited. Okay, and I'm gonna open up the scene file here, and I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna show you a little trick here. So we're gonna copy this timeouts away because I know how this scoreboard works. I'm gonna search. Boom. So this is pull up the texture, like what texture reads what. So we've got Louis timeouts H. So this is the home timeouts. It was reading the away timeout texture. Now it's reading the home texture. This is the away timeout texture. It was reading the away, and now it's reading the home. So hopefully that explains that. Save that. Boom. Right. Got that done. Now go in here. I'm gonna go turn off a lot of this bullshit. I can leave the scores on there because I need to do that for save the PSD real quick. Save as. Boom. Oh, I forgot to take the mask off. Oopsies. Oopsie poopsie. There we go. Alright. Got. So we got the textures in. And we got the scoreboard opt in the scene. Go back to the game. And just like that, Scorebug is in there. I just noticed the timeouts are not showing. Oh, I forgot to export. I forgot to export the DDS. Rematch. There we go. Now we're gonna go in and do the text stuff, which is probably the hardest part. But yeah, so first order of business, I go into the scorebug opt.scene. So we're gonna go down to the object tab here. You can just look up Notepad++ JSON tree um, for this. Uh, so what we're gonna do is I have cut these fonts that show. I would recommend using no global when you're making a scorebug if you're trying to edit the fonts. Um, but so we're gonna go down to tricode away, and we're just gonna take this condensed off, make it Barlow bold. I'm gonna save it, close, go back to the game, and then the away font, you probably won't be able to see it, but it will change. So there, as you can see, it shows up as Benson Tech with that different font, and the Tualatin is the other font. So, got that. Now, We're just gonna go do that for like the other fonts that I have on here because I don't really remember what all they look like. And but they're all like certain. We got Barlow bold stroked. There. Okay, that's the one we want. That is the font that we want. Barlow stroked. See it right there? It looks way better in my opinion. Gonna go in here. Gonna go copy this. Score. Don't need to do the bonus stuff. Do score away. We do need to do that though. And then do score home. Okay. Now, save that. Close. And boom. Everything's edited and updated how we want it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go edit the away name. So we are going to go back to here. Tricode away text, tricode away text. Let that load up. And so in the hex editor, so this, you're going to be looking for these floats here. So this is where it's at. So this is the movement X. This is movement Y. So this is up, down. This is scale X. And this is scale Y. And make sure you click these first ones here. So, first let's just go on the scale, the Y scale. So it's at negative 55 right now. So let's try 30, negative 30. So rematch here. Gonna move up. Okay, it's there. So back. Let's try 22. No, let's try negative 25. Okay, barely moved. So now we're gonna take another big jump and go to 10. Pretty close, pretty close. So now what I want to do, I'm going to mess with the scale. So it's at 0.879. So let's just put this up to 1. The scale also depends, like really kind of depends on where it's at on the y-axis. So like now it moved down since I scaled it up. It moved down more. It moved down. So that's the wrong thing. Uh, so let's try 0. See how that goes. Okay, try -5. Too small. It's the text is too small. So let's try and scale it up here, and we're gonna go 1.25. Too big now. So let's try 1.15. Perfect, damn near the perfect size. I will take that. And now our y value is perfectly lined up how we want it. So got the scale, got the y. Those kind of work in tandem. Now we are gonna do the x. So it's already at 10:15. So let's try 10:30. You kind of have to mess around with all those digits that are in the decimal place if you're going this high. So it did move over a little bit, but I think we're gonna have to go bigger. We're gonna have to go bigger. Pause. 10:50. Too much. A lot of it's just messing with stuff. It's kind of tedious getting the exact stuff, but there we go. Got it perfectly. Now, the easy part, we're gonna open up the home one, then we're gonna open up the away, and we're basically going to copy all of the values from the y, and then we're gonna go to the x. So the home is at 300 right now, so that puts us there. So I'm thinking, let's try 600 for the home. Okay. Now, so we're at 600, so let's try 550. Make sure you're in the negatives most of the time, besides the scale and the Y. 550 is really close. Let's try 555. Perfect. Perfection. Perfection. All right. So we are gonna do the scores now. And as you saw, the text was white. So we're gonna go into this scorebug thing. We're gonna go back to this part. And as you can see, score away. We're gonna edit two things. So you got the red, green, blue color. 111 is white. 000 is black. So make that 000. And then the justification, we have it at center right now. So, and then I want to right justify it for both of them. So the home here, that will make it, I'll show you. And then, boom, save that. Then you go to the home score first. And then sizing. Let's do, let's just try that. I did the same scaling in Y as the text, just to kind of show you. So obviously the rules for the scores are different, that's kind of what I was trying to show you guys. So I'm gonna go back to like 300 on the, or I'm gonna try like 150. I'm gonna do +5. Too much on the thinking. So the score is kind of the most annoying part, to be honest. So we're pretty much on the money. Alright guys, so I'm not gonna go fully 100% accurate, just for the sake of the tutorial, but we've got that part good. So now let's try and align it horizontally. So we are going to make the X line up in the middle of the number 1, and we're gonna move it up a teensy weensy bit. So I put my mouse in front of where I'm looking. So it's at negative 230. So let's go 232 for the X. And then let's go 32.5 for the Y. So the Y barely moved, but the X is a little bit closer. So we will do, try 233. And then let's go 33. Didn't save that. A little bit more. 35 for the Y. Try 35 for both. Boom. Goated. Scaling's a little off, but you know, honestly, I'm probably gonna look a little better. So, we got the score home. Now, let's open this up. Go back to new score, home. And then what I do is I just go boom. And we just copy it over like we did with the um text. But this is gonna actually, so when you do this part, the new score home basically is the animation when it pops up. So, like when they score, it'll just slide into place and it won't like move weirdly, I guess is the best way to describe it. But yeah. So then just go score away. We can pretty much do the Y and the scale the same like we did last time. This is at negative 715, so that's there. So let's try 750. Pretty fucking damn near spot on. So let's try 755. I have a feeling it's gonna be 755. If not, it's maybe 752. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Score. That is done. And then just copy this over to the new score. Way. Shit. There you go. Boom. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the quarter clock, and shot clock. So with these three, it's a little different. Only the scale is controlled inside of the hex editor, and then the movement it will be in the Scorebug OPT. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do the OPT stuff, um, and you're gonna want to go to the bottle section, and you're gonna scroll down to quarter text. So I had the shot clock off the screen for the NFHS scoreboard, so I just deleted those two letters to 471. But I'm gonna try uh like 200 for these three things, like 200 and 300, and let's just see where that puts it. And I believe the text is all black, so I have to change the color. So yeah, that puts us there for, so that's 100. So let's go back here and scroll down. So shot clock's at 171. So let's just put those all at 100 and then put that at regular 71. I think the scale's honestly fine for now. Yeah, you only want to touch that first number. So score's pretty good. You move it a little bit more. The shot clock. Here, I change the color of these real quick. Okay. There, okay. I can see it better now. And then I'm gonna go to the texture and make the text this cyan color here and re-export it without the words, like this stuff. Save as DDS 7. Right. Like, drag this in. Alright, let's go to the scene. Do some proper editing now. So we'll go shot clock first. Just put this at 5. We'll put this at um, +5. Okay, that's not bad. So we're gonna have to get into the positives for these guys, but that's okay. And scale, I'm not gonna touch, to be honest. So shot clock ticks, so that's at 5. So let's try 20. And then let's try +10 for the Y value. Getting better. I'm thinking let's try 50 for the X, and then 25 for the Y. But yeah, this is really the most tedious part. It's just trial and error. So, I mean, if you just want to skip this part to the end when I'm done, then by all means go for it. Um, I know, like, shit, I'm just gonna be doing this for however long, like I've been doing for the rest of the tutorial. Alright, 25 is a bit high, 50 is still a bit not enough. So let's try 60. Let's try 65 and 20. That's the texture. Alright, that Y is pretty much perfect. So we'll go, let's just try 75. Okay. Maybe 22 on the, maybe 22 on the Y, just to be sure. I try that. Alright, we're 77.5. Fuck it. And then we'll try 22.5. Yeah, you don't need to edit this third number. You can take off as you can take off all those zeros as well too, to be honest. You don't need them. Alright, so that's a bit too high now, but let's try 80. Perfect. We will take that, guys. Probably could go 82, but I'll just do that for now. And then so now we're gonna do the quarter, and with the quarter, so you see, I don't know if you can see it, but the S and the T are lowercase, and on my texture, it's uppercase. So we're gonna go to Object, Quarter, Capitalization. We're gonna type in all uppercase. Okay, save that, and then we'll go back to Model, Quarter Text. Let's put these all at 20, because we know that for sure. That's it. Let's try. Do that. Okay. So we're gonna have to up the scale for these guys. But I can just copy the scale of the shot clock. But the first is not a bad spot, and honestly, I kind of like the text spot as well. Or the yeah. So this is just one. see how that looks with the upscaled version. Pretty good. So we'll move this over to the left, and we'll actually move both over to the left. So we'll make the number bigger. 10. Boom. I think I'm gonna move the clock over a little bit, and then I'm gonna make it um, left aligned, I think. And then yeah, still move the quarter over. Quarter is perfect. Clock is pretty much perfect as well. I want to see what this will do. Actually, I want to right align it. Right. Okay. Moves it over there. So we gotta move it back over. So yeah, you can see like how you align it is really big. Let's just try 115. I don't think it's that much, but ooh, it's actually pretty close to be honest. Let's try 120. A little bit more. Trying to align it with that last zero. Couldn't tell already. Boom. One more. Okay, good. So now the if it goes double digits, it'll go over here. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the scoreboard. I'm not gonna do a foul texture or a foul notification for this one. Um, just because like I don't, it's not needed. Um, but I can do like a add-on or whatever you guys need it. Yeah, guys, that is the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want a foul notification thing, let me know. But to be honest, modern scoreboards don't really do foul notifications. But if you really want one, I can do it. I mean, it's pretty much the same process um, as the um, regular scoreboard. You're just gonna edit. Where is it at? It's called. You're gonna edit these foul parts. So anything that starts with foul. So foul display text, foul two line info text, foul two line text, foul info, foul player, foul text. So just edit those, and then you're gonna want to edit that top line texture. That'll give you like you'll put that into your Blender and UV map it and stuff. That'll show up if you need like something to cover up the scoreboard or cover up the background so it actually shows the text. You'll edit the top line, and then you'll edit these words as well. All you'll just really just edit one, and then you can copy everything for the second line, the two line. But as long as you get the first ones done, so the display, info, player, and text, you're fine. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna post this scoreboard on Kofi, post the YouTube video, and feel free to use this scoreboard or the NFHS one as um, your base or whatever. But and then obviously when you're done, just make sure you take all of your text off, and then it's gonna have EYBL and 3SSB versions. So I'll see y'all.